I forgot what my intro is.
Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. No, that's the outro.
That's the outro.
Yeah.
I forgot what the intro is.
Darn it.
Welcome, everybody, to
Gosh,
episode 227 of the effing title. How about that for a start? I haven't been doing this for 227 weeks or anything, and now I can't remember my fucking intro. I'm Big Husky.
And I'm DeNutte.
At least I think we are, and yeah, we're back once again with some more fun. It is Easter while we're recording this, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. If you don't, happy Sunday.
I completely just destroyed a lamb leg the other night. Oh man, I smoked Friday night into Saturday, like real Friday after work. I started smoking, and I did like pork belly, sausages. Let me throw those in the freezer. Sausages, turkey, and I did a lamb leg. I was going to make it like a pulled lamb leg, like pulled pork.
Oh, okay.
And like when I finally like pulled it off, when it was all said and done, it was like rock hard. It stunk.
Oh.
Like I've cooked lamb before and it's fine, but this one like stunk. Like it was like it had gone bad.
Oh.
It just was like I threw it away. I was like, yeah, I was real. I went whatever, stupid.
I went to the gym. I went to the gym last night. Did my 60 minutes cardio just on the bike, right? And then I came home, ate my breakfast at like 12, whatever the fuck it was. And then I have two Reese's on cardio days, just two little mini Reese's. So I'm hanging out, and right before I go to bed, I'm like, you know what? It's Easter. I'm a be. There it is.
Mama brought me some eggs. She dropped off some eggs.
I was like, you know, it's Easter, and I bought a giant cookies and cream cookie from the store, and at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, I devoured that thing before going to bed.
Did you go to good old Cumbies?
No. So Cumbies over there. We actually have a store in town called the White's Market.
Is it open late?
No, I got this. So was
this 12 o'clock like your noon?
No. So I ate it at 12, but I bought it earlier in the day. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, whoa, late night.
Yeah, no. I get my factory meals on Tuesdays, and then on Saturday I go to the store. Like around noon on Saturday, I go to the store, and that's to get like milk, creamer, my Reese's and Twix, lunch, like that sort of stuff, like snacks, like that for the entire week. That's how I do things. That's how I do life. Don't know how I'm still here. That's how I do.
You only have to. You're like, I only go once, and then
I go once, and I'm get fed up when I'm there anyway.
Oh, these are mini eggs.
Ooh.
I didn't know they made. Those.
I also bought like the mini eggs that are the cookies and cream ones. Yeah, I bought those on Wednesday. They didn't make it to Friday. Oh yeah.
I know. I've not seen those.
Oh.
So, let's pop one of those in their mouth. That's good podcasting, right?
Very good podcasting.
Let's get one of these in me.
But today is Easter. Tomorrow is April Fool's.
I don't know if I said this before. One of my coworkers retires tomorrow.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, he was telling me this a few weeks ago. He's Guatemalan, like he accent, and he's like, I'm like, are you messing with us? Because it's April 1st, and he's like, what do you mean? I was like, April Fool's, and he went, oh no. And I was just laughing because like I'm like, you messing with us?
That's funny.
They're things are gonna be rough without him at work. So
that's no fun. That's no fun.
He's awesome.
So April Fool's, a real quick one, just to let everyone know, on April Fool's, some video games do some different things. I don't even know if you know this fully. Overwatch does some stuff for April Fool's. Yep.
No, I don't. Go for it.
So normally, what they do is they do googly eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
All the characters get googly eyes, including the payload. The payload will also have googly eyes. Last year, they also did random voice lines. So Winton literally just said Winton the entire game.
Winton.
No, literally. Like he doesn't say anything else but Winton. Like that's it. It's the greatest thing ever. So for like a week. They do it for a week as well. They like just start on April 1st, but they do it for like a couple days, so you can actually like. Yeah, so that's the thing. Apex changes stuff up every now and then. Last year they had the Mozambique that were different versions of them. So they had like the Mozam like Burr, which was like a 99 but in a Mozambique skin. They had the
That's fun.
Mozam Burst, which was a Hemlock in a Mozambique skin, and then they had the Mozam Bam, which was a fucking Kraber in a Mozambique skin. Which was hilarious because I used the Mozambique more than I probably should. So when I found the Mozam Blam, I basically had a Kraber in a Mozambique skin.
So is that still like meme worthy? Just the Mozambique as
Oh yeah,
itself.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
no matter what, they're always the Mozambique and the P2020 are always going to be meme worthy because it's just there. In
You
a
know what's
game,
funny? I would always play with friends and they love the P2020. I'm like, you can't do anything with it.
yeah. Well, this thing is like, it's the fact of like, it's like okay, cool. It's either you shoot someone with an AR, right, and you shoot someone with a 301, Hemlock, Flatline, Havoc, 99, Vault, or you go bang 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 with a P2020.
Have they come out with any new guns at all?
They came out with the Nemesis a little while ago, which is kind of an interesting gun. It's a burst gun. But it's a burst gun, but you don't have to. So normally when you shoot like burst weapons, right, you have to press the button every time to burst it. This one you just hold it down. So it bursts, but then the bursts get quicker and quicker and quicker the more it charges up and the more you hold it down. So it's almost like an auto burst. It's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's fucking overpowered if you have the right person with it.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing about like what's this the sniper where it's like the laser?
Oh yeah, Vantage's laser, yeah.
No, the where it's like a zzz, boom,
Oh, the charge
zzz.
rifle that doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
that doesn't do that no more. So
that
the
does it.
charge rifle used to be the laser. It doesn't do the laser no more. Now it charges up and it fires one single fucking shot.
Interesting. I liked the laser.
So it's better and worse because the laser used to be able to just pick people, just like two,
Yeah,
two.
if you could track them, you could get them.
The charge rifle now though is it does more damage the further away people are from you. So if you have a shot lined up like fucking 500 meters away, they're dead. They're dying.
Yeah,
Like there's
it's
no.
like hit scan. It's like hit scan.
Yeah.
Pretty much too.
So it's like, but So
All right.
those are some games.
So this is not the Apex Cop back acid.
Yeah,
This
no.
is...
But no. So I'm excited to see what game trailers get released tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because games always do some stupid shit. Valorant did one a couple years ago. What was it? Was it Bendy? I think it may have been Bendy. The Bendy and the Ink Machine, that one. They did like a dating sim trailer out of nowhere, just like boom, here you go.
Did you see there's a dating I lost myself. We're back. They have a like a dating like Invincible game on Epic.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay, because I
Like,
saw there was something for free on that, and I was like, I don't understand this, but
yeah, that's what it was.
yeah. So I'm excited to see what comes out tomorrow, though.
There's a big thing in the beer industry. Like every brewery like announces like some stupid beer they're putting out, but it's
Oh,
all
really?
like not real. Yeah.
That's funny.
There's one The Alchemist and Stowe, that one year where it was like their like most popular beer and like mixed with avocado.
Oh, really?
So like they poured it and like just chunks of avocado were falling out. And like I was like, well, I mean, I could see them doing that.
Yeah, I could see him doing it. But that's it for the pre-talk. Now it's time to get into the meat and taters of the show. Meat and potatoes or meat and taters? Meat and potatoes. Potatoes. We're talking as we kind of hinted at what today's episode was going to be last week. It is classics versus remakes. That is what we're going to be talking about today because it seems to be a big thing, a big discussion now after Roadhouse.
I was making a huge list of them, and I'm like, God dang, there's so many remakes, and it's fine. I've seen a lot of these, and I'm like, I like them.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because it adds. There's a lot of things that go into. It's going to go into this topic, right? That we're going to hit on very quickly. But I don't ever think we're going to get away from it.
Why would we? Also, it's like, all right, I'm just going to say the first one I wrote down, no idea was a remake until I looked it up. Scarface.
Yeah, I see. I saw that as well, and I didn't. I was like, that seems.
They guess no, they came out with a Scarface in 1938.
Oh shit! Did not know that.
Yep, 1938. So like, my thing is like with a lot of remakes. I mean, a lot of people are never like, like. All right, here's another one. Walking Tall. Actually, that's not a good one either.
Well, like John Carpenter's The Thing was one though. That was the original version of that. Wasn't called
I
The
have that on my
Thing.
list too.
It
Yeah.
was called like The Stranger from Another Planet or something like that. Let me take a look real
Yep.
quick.
And that was
I was
in
gonna say,
1951. It
is that
came
what it
out.
was?
I wrote it down. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, like that. Like that's one that's like it's just like it's a remake, but
But it is a remake. They just changed the name. So like, all right, another one on my list. Guess Who? You see that one?
guess who?
It was Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher. It was about a girl meets a guy and brings him to dinner. The guy's Ashton Kutcher, and she brings him to dinner and like to her black family, and they're all like, "Oh, you brought a white guy home?" So that's a remake of Guess Who's Coming to
Oh,
Dinner,
okay.
which is also it's a different name, but it's the same. But this one was a white family getting a black guy to come home, and it was like in 1967, right after the like civil rights movement. So like that was like a way more big piece at the time. But I did like how Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher. That's kind of a funny combination.
Yeah, they did. They now that you say Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher, now I remember it. Now it's
Yeah.
yep.
So like that's a remake, and like a lot of people may like never would have heard of the first one. I guess I
Yeah.
don't know.
I
Just,
mean,
I think Rollerball. Yeah, that's a remake.
Rollerball with fucking
LL Cool J.
Yeah, there we go. That's the name I was looking
Yeah,
for.
I can't.
Oh,
Chris something. I can't remember the main guy's name, but yeah. So that was a remake to like it was almost like a very. I want to say it was again another remake, The Longest Yard.
mm-hmm.
The guy from that. I want to say it was him,
Burt Reynolds.
or Reynolds.
Oh wow. I'm like one that I didn't know. A Star Is Born.
Yeah, that's been remade a few times.
4.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah. So that's like a big like so like with that one, they're like, does that really need as a remake? Does it really deserve to be win an Oscar? Oh, James Caan was the star of Rollerball. Caan,
James Caan. Isn't he? Wasn't
who's
he? He's in a bunch of the American Pie movies, isn't he?
James Caan?
Yeah.
Maybe, but he was in like um, The Gambler, Bridge Too Far, Misery. He was the guy in Misery. He was the author in Misery.
Okay.
But he was the dad in Elf. That's it. But he's been in everything. But yeah, so there's that. But like, yeah, like we're just gonna be fucking laming off. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like because like, all right, I didn't make a list of. This is one I didn't know of. This is not like a remake, like in this versus a classic. Coda. Did you see her Coda a couple years ago?
Was that the one with the dogs?
No.
No?
This is the one. Children of Deaf Adults.
Oh, then no. No.
It was on Apple. It was it won an Oscar for Best Picture.
Oh, okay.
It's about a girl whose parents are deaf, her brother's deaf, and she wants to go to Berkeley School of Music. Got in there, and but they were deaf, so like they didn't. The whole thing is like they didn't understand why she would want to go to a music school because they like didn't understand music.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
It's all about like the trials and tribulations of that. That was a remake of a French movie
Oh shit.
from 2014. So that's a whole lane I didn't really look into about like remakes of foreign movies.
Yeah, foreign movies getting
Like
Americanized
Old Boy.
remakes.
If you saw Old Boy,
No.
no, Old Boy's.
I was gonna say, now you listen off the stuff there you go.
Yeah. Well, this is I can go on for days. Old Boy.
My list
Korean
is not as
Korean movie. About and then they remade it in like early 2010s with starring Josh Brolin and Scarlet Witch. What Olsen? What I can't remember.
Oh yeah, Elizabeth Olsen.
Those are both. So start Thanos and Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah.
That's a good movie to watch. It's a dark revenge thriller.
Oh.
but Korean remake.
And you said, what was it called? Old Boy?
Old Boy, one word.
Old Boy. Old Boy.
Hmm.
Oh, it looks familiar.
Yeah, so I mean, it got a lot of attention when it came out, but like the big thing is like with Korean movies, like it's a very different society, so
Mm-hmm.
like like their movies don't really translate. So when you make it to an American film, it's kind of like a weird thing because it's like doesn't match your society. Like, did you see Parasite?
I've heard of Parasite.
Parasite
I'm
is
very
good.
uncultured. Very uncultured.
It's good. It's like it's just not like it's it's a
Mm-hmm.
culture thing. It's like very different than our
Well, like,
culture. So like
and that's one of the things that is because of course one I didn't even think about that like, we could have added onto this that isn't movie based, but more
yeah.
TV based, like The Office. And then I was just thinking when you said that, Shameless, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
things in Shameless that don't translate to the American culture, like at all.
The In-Betweeners, I think they tried to make
Oh
that.
my, yes, big time. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that
Jesus,
doesn't really.
no,
And
that.
then what was the other one about like the kids in love and sex
Oh
and doing drugs?
shit, yeah, I don't remember that one. But the In-Betweeners was a shit show. I remember watching that when it was one of the times when I went to England on like a vacation.
Yeah.
That show, like watching it there
You're
was
like, what is
hilarious.
this?
I was like, this is fucking hilarious. And then I came
Yeah.
back here, looked it up, found it, watched it, and I was watching the American one, and I was like, this is just fucking weird.
Yeah. So like that one's like definitely one I've seen
hmm
that's like way better. I haven't seen a lot of I haven't seen The Office.
I
I know The
watched
Office was only one season.
I've watched a little bit of the Office one, like the English Office, and yeah, no, the
Yeah.
American one is just I don't know. There's something about the American one, and it might just be the fact that it's longer. I don't know what it is. It's the fact that it's just There's something about the dynamic with the characters I felt was
Mm.
better in the American one than the English one.
So I listened to a lot of there's Lamorne Morris. He was in New Girl. He was
hmm
Winston in New Girl. He just came out with a podcast. Did you ever watch New Girl?
I do believe so.
So had Winston, he had Schmidt on the podcast, and they were talking about like how
Yes, yes, I remember this.
the first season of The Office was really carried by Rainn Wilson,
hmm
and if like after that is like that's when everyone else found their voice. So like I don't know, I've thought about giving The Office another chance because I only watched the first season, and I just didn't care for it.
It's one of those ones that like I have. There's some of those shows that's just like a nice background show for me. That's kind
Mm.
of what that is. It's one of those things that's like you can watch like a couple minutes of it just straight up, but then it's like if it's just on in the background, which isn't terrible, but
It's terrible.
yeah. So I got some remakes that I got that I thought
Yeah.
were that I got some good ones, or at least ones that I think were good. Anyways, obviously the main one that most people are gonna be talking about is Dune. Let's be honest here, Dune.
I didn't even think of that one
Yeah,
until I saw it on your thing.
that was the first one that I thought of just because I remember watching the old one.
Never saw it.
Yeah, watched the old one and I was like, and so now seeing the new one, it's like, but then it's just one of those things. It's like the like visually, like if they tried to do a reshoot, shoot for shoot, a reshoot of Star Wars, and just visually everything's gonna look better, and it's
Yeah.
it's a little bit of that too. I have Footloose.
I have Footloose on mine
Get
too.
footloose,
Uh,
footloose.
I I actually really like the remake.
I like the remake too. True Grit, I think, is one that is the original is fantastic. The remake is just a little bit better.
I've seen the remake, and the remake is like the first thing that made me go, maybe westerns are good.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the first time I ever
It's
really saw like because I saw like Clint Eastwood and all that stuff growing up, and I was like, Then this one I went,
it's funny because like the more and more I looked, the more and more I was finding that there were remakes of westerns. Like another one was 310 to Yuma.
yeah, very so good.
Yeah.
Also a remake.
Yeah. That's the
Is
thing.
that
Is
what
like,
you just said?
yeah.
Is that what you, okay?
Yeah.
My bad.
There's a couple westerns that have been getting remakes that are the remakes are better than the original, and the
I know,
originals are
like
still
the
pretty
Magnificent
solid.
Seven. That's a
Yep.
remake.
Um,
I like
it
that one. It.
but then
Uh,
it's kind of a weird one because it goes from being a TV movie,
yeah, miniseries.
yeah, miniseries movie to
Which
two,
early miniseries too.
yeah, to like a massive franchise two movie thing. And then the final one
Uh,
that I have kind of goes back to one of the things you said earlier with foreign movies is The Ring.
okay, yeah, didn't even think about that. You got The Ring and like The Grudge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
I went
horror.
I went with The Ring because like a girl coming out of the TV at me, like I'm all for it.
It's like you're like that's all I ever wanted, big
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh no,
Don't scare me with a good time.
yeah, you're,
That movie was horrifying.
yes.
The Grudge was more horrifying to me. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
The only thing that fucked with me with The Grudge was because it was nope.
I hated that. I
That
hated
I
it.
hated that, but that wasn't it. It was the hand out of the back of the
In the
hair.
hair? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That because that was also when I was starting to grow my hair out.
You're like, there are gonna be hands in my hair.
So like it's just like the fact of that. It's like because like you're doing the thing right, and you're moving. You're washing your hair. You get your hands back there, and then it's just like out of nowhere, you kind of forget what you're doing. Right, you zone out, and the next thing you know is one hand touches the other hand, and you freak the fuck out because now there's a hand coming out of the back of your head, but there isn't a hand coming out of the back of your head.
Or when you find stuff in your hair, you're like, what? How did that get there?
Yeah, when the hell did I have Cheetos last?
Cheeto dust. Um, so I heard this was a remake. The Departed was a
See,
remake.
yes, so that was one of the other ones. Like, and this is the
Eternal
thing.
Affairs is a Chinese movie, another foreign one.
This is the thing. Is it's like there's a lot of these movies like that. The Departed. If you told anyone The Departed was a remake, they would have no fucking clue,
Yeah.
right? And it
Oh,
kind of
it wasn't, yeah, because it wasn't a remake of an American movie.
yeah, it goes to that other thing of like it's just that like it's like, and this is kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to do this topic this week was because of like what I'm going to call the nostalgia baiting of a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, which that isn't.
Yeah, because that's so, like it's one of those things where like there's true remakes like that, no nostalgia bait, and then there's remakes like I'll list off three here, or let me see
Yep.
how many. What, I'll list off three for nostalgia bait. Let's do three, okay?
Okay.
Karate
Yeah.
Kid.
On my list.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the remake.
See, I did not.
It's not as good as the originals.
Yes.
Funny thing about that also could go on the list of a later sequel.
It could,
'Cause you have-
especially now with the new Karate Kid movie having both of them
Is
in
there a
it.
new one?
So they're doing a new. It's either a movie or a show,
Interesting.
but it's
Okay.
going to have both Jackie Chan and the original kid.
Ralph Macchio.
Wow.
Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both of them are going to be in
I
it,
actually
though.
also I really like Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
if
the
you've
thing.
watched that.
It's funny how Karate Kid went from being like a really good first movie to like then like a kind of a couple shaky sequels to now it is like a full on franchise.
You know what's funny to me? I would say the sequels are stronger than the original.
Really?
Yeah, I think the original was not very good. I'm saying if it was just the original, I don't think it would be. We'd remember it the same way.
Oh, okay.
And then, well, I don't know how much later it came out, but the Hilary Swank sequel is more like what I was getting at because they had that. Like much later, they came out with a fourth movie. Yeah, fourth. Hilary Swank. The Swank.
All about the new Karate Kid movie. Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are teaming up for a brand new Karate Kid movie.
Okay.
Yes, so they're actually both going to be doing it together. Since then, the plot details have been tightly unwrapped. However, we were given a handful of exciting news about the cast and a release date.
Definitely not Jaden Smith. I'm assuming they're gonna just go pass on him.
Probably.
Yeah.
Who's directing it? Jonathan Entwist, best known for his work on Netflix's hit series The End of the Fucking World. Alright, it's going to be released
That's
in
about like a
December.
sociopath. September?
Yep. I mean, no, December. December or September.
December.
One of the two. I already closed the link.
This year.
Yeah, later this year. Carrie.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of them.
Planet of the Apes.
I don't know how they're still making them because I think we talked about the new one coming out.
Yep. So I like how it was like because I want to look this up real quick because I find this hilarious. So Planet of the Apes, we were at one point, I don't know if we ever did it or not. Maybe we'll do it at some point. We were going to do our top favorite trilogies.
We talked about it, but
We
yeah, we
talked
didn't
about
do
it,
it.
and I don't think we ever
Yeah,
did. One of the trilogies that I was going to mention was Planet of the Apes. I genuinely like the Planet of the Apes movies.
but that's not a trilogy anymore, is it?
No, it isn't, not anymore.
This is the fourth one coming out, right?
So they did. Let's see. So they did. Planet of the Apes, Beneath Planet of the Apes, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, Battle for the Planet of the Apes. Those are all from 68 to 73. That's the original, like, here. Boom, monkeys.
It's five of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Sayus, right? Like that sort of shit. Then we get the Tim Burton remake with
Which
Marky Mark.
I watched like a year ago, and holy moly, that movie sucks. like it's not good.
It's bad.
Really bad.
It's real bad. And then they did Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn, and War. All three of them I thought were solid movies.
I know it survived to canceling.
But then now we are doing Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is like fast forwarding like 100 years or some shit.
Oh, is it?
Dude, there's a massive time jump in this one.
Interesting. Okay. It isn't a sequel, but it's not.
Nearly 300 years after the events of War of the Planet of the Apes.
They got cars and stuff, right? I saw like a brief thing. They got like a whole.
They
whole
might
society.
Yeah, because they like it's a full on like Owen Tegan, or Tigre as Noah, a young chimpanzee born 300 years after Caesar's time, and then a feral young woman. Yeah.
Oh, person?
Yes, an actual person.
Monkey fucker? That's how we started dates.
Yeah.
Hey, HIV.
Kevin. Oh, I didn't realize Kevin Durant is in this. All right.
The basketball player?
No, he's that's Kevin Durant. Close though.
With a D.
Yeah, Durand. He's big guy. He played the Blob in the really shitty X-Men movie.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's that guy. As soon as you see his face, you're like, oh, I know him, but you don't know him. It's that one.
He was in Smoking Aces.
Yes, he was also in Legion.
Yes, he was the angel, the other bad angel.
He was also one of my favorite roles, and a very unknown one. He was actually in Swamp Thing. When Swamp Thing was going on.
Okay.
He was Jason Woodrow. He was the evil scientist, the evil guy. Yeah. So like, there's. I'm just shocked that they still like. It's like, and I like how it's like, the very first one was Planet of the Apes, and then what do they do for the sequels? Move that over, add more words, and then add of the. That's it. Everyone. It's hilarious to me.
Well, they kind of did that with Edge of Tomorrow. It did so poorly. Mm-hmm. But the movie's actually is awesome.
That's the one. That's the Tom Cruise mind wipe.
Yeah.
How the hell did I fuck? How the fuck did I word it? It was Groundhog Day meets Starship Troopers. That's what I worded as back in the day. I was like,
that movie's actually pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. And it did poorly, and so they rebranded it as Live, Die, Repeat. They changed the name of it after it came out
That's hilarious.
After the theaters, they rebranded it so people would be like, well, "What's this movie?"
And the final one I'll say is The Mummy.
The Mummy,
right? But then we get into the thing like what we were talking about with last week with Roadhouse. I think Roadhouse is massive nostalgia bait because as hilarious as like.
We were talking a lot about Roadhouse at work this week because two of my coworkers also watched it over the weekend.
That's hilarious. But like, there's no difference between him ripping out a dude's throat and then
there's a lot of argument.
Where the fuck did everyone go?
The movie needed that because it would have been like it did.
Like it's like, and I saw something online recently, and I'm fully throwing my hat in with this.
Yeah,
we need more comic-y, cartoony villains in movies like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I mean, even like look at Die Hard 2 or Die Hard 1. Like Hans Gruber, like that's a funny villain. Like he's just like, oh, and he throws him out of the building. That's funny.
Yeah, it's like if you want the movie to take itself fucking serious,
but that's not what this is.
It wasn't.
It's not that was.
The movie starts in a barn with shirtless CGI Post Malone.
really bad. Did you go back and watch that?
I haven't yet, but I keep
Oh,
seeing beginnings of it on TikTok, and it's right before the fight, so it's just Posty just walking around. So
yeah.
I'm like shit, I can't tell, like because it's just
Oh, it's once he starts fighting, you're like, oh my god.
yeah. I'm going to look back at it.
Um,
But
so the Mummy. So again, I was talking about that New Girl podcast I'm listening
mhm,
to. Did you see you saw the remake, right?
unfortunately,
So his buddy in the movie, like his buddy that like in the beginning, his other military friend that
yeah.
like helps him steal stuff that dies. He's the main character on New Girl, Jake Johnson.
Oh, okay, yep.
So he was always like a flubby like comic actor in like these TV shows. He's been in a
Hmm.
couple movies. Like he was actually in Jurassic World, the first one. Um, but he's always been like the
Oh yeah,
fat.
he was in the fucking he was in the fucking
Yeah,
big yeah
the computer guy.
yeah. There
Like
we go.
so, like he was like they offered him this movie, and he was like, I don't know if I'm your guy. Like he was like talking about stunts and stuff. I guess, and he's talked to. He's like, Tom Cruise called me directly, hired me a trainer, hired me a thing, and was like, hey, do you want to do this? And he's like, yeah, I do. And he's like, then if you want to do this and you put the effort, I'm going to make it so you can do everything.
Oh shit.
And he's like by far the best guy I've ever worked with. Another good Tom Cruise story. Still a Scientologist
Yeah.
though. But from what I heard is that the movie was supposed to be something else, and Tom Cruise just was like, "No, we're doing this," and like completely changed and kind of ruined the movie.
Oh.
So the movie, what we got was not what it was supposed to be.
Interesting. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me,
He
but
like
it's
completely was like, "I don't like this. I don't like that. We're doing this. We're doing that." So he completely derailed the movie. From what I saw, I mean, I still kind of really liked it.
so there were
It's,
elements that I liked because
yeah,
and this goes to something that we can do another one down the line, which is fucking everyone doing universes, right?
yeah, the dark
Yes, this is
cinematic
supposed to be
universe.
the dark monsterverse or whatever the fuck they were going the universal monsterverse. Whereas like originally, and this is the thing people may not know, and always why I know is because I love this movie. Originally, it was supposed to start with Dracula Untold.
That movie sucked.
I liked it.
Okay.
I genuinely liked it. I thought it was kind of a cool new take on Dracula. But then also the fact of like the him in the suit of armor, and then like him being able to just oh, I'm just gonna control the bats and like that sort of shit. And there was also the trailer that came out that was like everybody wants to rule the world with him there just like running around just beating the shit out of everyone. All that just got to me, and I was like, yes, just yes.
Yeah, like that's it. I'm in. I'm in. Did you
But
like Underworld? Speaking of
yes,
vampire. Okay.
I thought Underworld
I
was.
think it started pretty good.
I
But
thought it was as well. I liked the werewolves in that too.
oh, the werewolves are cool in
Yeah.
that.
But so like that's originally it was supposed to start with Dracula Untold, and then they brought on Tom Cruise the Mummy and everything, and then apparently yet again another thing. Tom Cruise is like, yeah, no, this ain't happening. And like
Yeah.
Johnny Depp was supposed to be like the Invisible Man. Like they had it like fully like full Universal MonsterVerse cast.
It's exactly like what The Rock did with Black Adam and Shazam and stuff.
Yes.
They came on and completely changed everything. But I'm gonna swing this. I know you have Lion King up there. Lion
Mm-hmm.
King made into a. I didn't think about this. I think probably the first animation to live action. 101 Dalmatians.
Oh shit.
Yeah, came out in '96.
Yeah.
The live action
Um.
with Jeff Daniels.
I'm trying to think of what's the name of the movie? What's the one with the dude that he's hunting the dude and he's got like the air pressure gun and he the dude in the
Oh, No Country for Old Men.
that guy that's walking around.
Javier Bardem.
He was supposed to be Frankenstein. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was looking it up. I was looking
that
up.
would've been really good.
I was looking up. I saw him, and I was like, shit. I know his name, but I can't remember his name. But that was supposed to be
Yeah.
part of the whole like dark universe. But yes, no. 101 Dalmatians. Yeah,
That would have been really good because he's awesome.
yeah.
I mean, even like Dune 2. Did you see Dune 2 yet?
I've not seen Dune 2 yet, but I've heard that he's in it. Also,
Oh, Stilgar. Yeah.
I see all the stuff
The
online.
memes, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to get on computer so I can watch it.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I'm like that typical bro. I'm like, bro, you gotta see it in theater.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so
no,
much better.
I wish I could. Like I
Yeah, I
said,
know.
like I was. It's one of two
I
things.
know.
It's either one, I travel a long distance to go see it, or two, I wait till it comes out. I wait till it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm just gonna turn everything off, but this one monitor, and I'm just gonna lean forward. But yeah, no. So classics versus remakes, I think is it's always going to be a topic that's going to be talked about.
Yeah.
Is it needed? Like, do we really need another
Well,
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
my argument is like, do we need any movies then? You know,
Exactly.
like
And
you don't have to watch it. You don't have to pay for it. Like
yes.
this money's not coming from you unless you go watch it. Like,
Well, and then it goes to the thing as well. It's like it's like it's classics versus remakes. It's like, well, what's else other than remakes? Well, it's original IPs. Well, people make original IPs all the time, and then they just get shit on because
yeah,
they're always like for instance, and we talked about this for a good part of that podcast we did with this one, Rebel Moon.
yeah.
How many different things did Rebel Moon get compared to? And we're kind of
But
sitting there at the
people are
end.
still hating on it. You're
Yeah,
like,
we're sitting there at the end of it, like, yeah,
I liked it.
there's no Star Wars in this. This is more Warhammer and like this other
But
thing
yeah,
and
it's
this
definitely
thing
more
and
Warhammer.
you know. But it's like,
I don't know. We both enjoyed it. We'll definitely have to do another watch thing for the second one.
yep. And then later on in the year for the 6 hour R-rated cut. Yeah, that's right. I'm not gonna get him to be able to sit through 6 hours of it with me, but I'm gonna do it.
I might black out. I might just like start drinking and black out. Like, ah. Uh,
But yeah, no. So like, we're always gonna get this. Well, this is always gonna be a topic, and it's just the thing of like, it comes down to I think two main things. One, is this a nostalgia thing? Because like I said, with Roadhouse, I've had a ton of people tell me that the new one is nowhere close to as good as the old one. I think they're two drastically different fucking movies. But then also, people just aren't watching the new one because how dare they remake my favorite fucking movie?
You know, it's funny. My boss, very similar take to you. He's like, it's a very, very different movie. They
Yeah,
have like a core thing of like, sure, it's like this thing, but it's very different. And he's like, he enjoyed it.
yeah.
He did. It's not the best movie. Actually, my other coworker didn't really like it. He doesn't like comedies, which I'm like, will not watch. He hates comedies. I'm
That's
like,
weird.
yeah.
That's weird.
So he won't watch a lot. He's never seen a Marvel movie, not a single one,
I mean, that's fair. We're getting
or Star Wars.
we're getting to a point now where like they interviewed Finn
Wolfhard.
yep, they interviewed him recently and they asked him about like Marvel stuff and he was like, I have no desire. And it's like 10 years ago, if someone was asked that, they would have been like, oh yeah, 100%. I want to, I'll do anything to.
It's a life changing thing, and it's not always for the better.
When that's the thing is like I think that a lot of the newer actors and even some of the actors that just didn't jump on immediately are now seeing how a lot of, and I'll say all, I'll just word it as all because it is most of them now, but a lot of the comic book actors are being very much kind of
Pigeonhole.
yeah, pigeonholed into it because it's like
Yeah.
that's your thing, you know.
Well, like look at it like Alison Brie. It's almost like hurt her career, and like people are always coming for her. Like the whole Miss Marvel thing. Granted, when I was walking out of Dune, I was like, "How did this cost less than Miss Marvel?" Or no, the Marvels,
Yeah.
and like those actors are getting like roasted.
Oh yeah.
You know, mostly because they're girls and like Marvel fans are misogynists, but like, and racist.
Yep. And just terrible people, but
Just terrible people. But like, I don't know. Like, the movie wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean you think this person should kill themselves.
yeah, exactly. It's so I mean it's just it's that thing of like do like not even like a do we need a remake of it? It's just like are we remaking this movie because it's been and this is one of the other ones that a lot of people may not know this. The reason why there's so many remakes, reboots, sequels, other versions of stuff is because if they don't do it, they lose the trademark to it, and if they lose the trademark to it, then someone else can use it.
It's why there's so many Spider-Man movies.
Exactly. It's why there's always so many Batman movies. It's why there's so many like a lot of the times that's what it is. Like we talked
Yeah.
about it with The Lion King. There's one reason, and I'm sticking to my fucking guns on this one. There's one reason and one reason only that you're seeing all these Disney movies get made into live action. And one reason, that's it. And that is because our generation that fucking grew up with this are now old enough to the point where we're having kids.
kids. Who's having kids?
Right.
Uh,
But like, so like now we're having kids, and now we talk to them about the Lion King. Oh, we remember watching the Lion King when we were a kid because Lion King's our favorite movie. And oh look, now they're remaking it live action, so now it's for the kids.
oh, I did it again. Why?
I was say
Yeah.
you pressing something.
I know. I dropped a pen on my keyboard and it just whatever button it hit.
And,
Um, here's one that's been remade twice.
okay.
Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Yep. Yep. And I think none of them were needed. The Tim Burton one is
I
the Tim Burton one. What was it? It was the main guy, Willy Wonka, from the very first one, right?
Yeah.
He came out and said that the Tim Burton one hurt Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He said it
Okay.
hurt the reputation and the was it the reputation? It was no reputation. That may have been the wrong word. I think it
The
was
Sanctity.
like yeah, kind of like just like the idea of the movie and like
I
that.
liked it. I loved it. You know what? I really liked the new one too.
I think the new one looked interesting because it's just like I wouldn't even say that's a remake.
It's a prequel.
Exactly. Like I know you and me have talked about this before. We are all for
Yeah.
prequels and sequels and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Giving us more info about shit, like it's just like
It's cute. It's good. Timothy Chalamet is like so fucking charming. I hate it. He's like such like a twink god. I don't know.
but there was zero need to have Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa.
No, and he like shits on it too. So I'm kind of out on Hugh Grant, but
Yeah, no, it's the same thing with like it's the same thing with the Seven Dwarfs. Like that whole debacle.
debacle.
Did,
Literally,
have you seen like
yeah.
how have you seen how
it's
much
gone-
down the
it's-
rabbit hole
we've
that has
gone
gone?
back and forth on it, and like
Well, no, now
you know, like-
so it was like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is announced they're going to do live action of it. It's like, all right, cool, bet that's a lot of people's favorite thing. We get to see some live action Seven Dwarfs. Dope. Nope. It's now the seven mythical people or mystical people or something
It's
like
just
that.
Snow
And
White.
it's just Snow White, and then a
And
bunch of dudes and girls.
and then the whole thing with Snow White with Rachel Ziegler talking about how like it's not a love story. It's about like she doesn't need a man. So people are like upset about that too. So like the whole movie's gotten like a lot of
Well, and then
bad air around it.
and now they've gone back in, and now they've decided that they're going to CG all the dwarves. So instead of just at this point just saying fuck it, we're just gonna redo all the dwarf scenes, or fuck it, we're just gonna output input sort of thing, real people with dwarfism.
And then there's the whole back and forth of like like we only have so many dwarf jobs in Hollywood, and then like Tyrion Lannister, why am I forgetting his name? Is like, oh, I made it work, and they're like, dude, you're like the one, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I forgot. There's a comedian that was like, he's like the dwarf king. Like if he says something, we normally just go along with it because he has our best interest. He's like, this was not one of those times.
It's probably Bradley. Fuck, what's his last name? He's so funny.
Yes.
Brad Williams.
Yep, I think that is it.
Yeah, he's so funny. Yeah, because he's so funny. He just came out with a special on Freevee or Tubi or something. Tubi. Shout out to Tubi.
Tubi. But yeah, no, so now this brings up. So now this, like I said, so classics versus remakes. There's a lot of them that just don't need to be remade. They don't. A lot of it is just simply just with we have no ideas and we need to make a quick buck. Some of them are actually.
I have like the whole thing where I'm like, I don't care.
I don't either. Yeah, I
have like such like a. I'm never. The only time I've ever been mad about anything being made, and the execution of it is probably Halo.
That's fair.
That's and like I've talked to you about it. Like that's the only time I've ever been like, this sucks.
Well, like I've never been. I don't understand, and this may just be a me thing. I've never understood the whole so die hard to the point that I'm going to like be fervorously angry because they remade a movie that I had when I was a kid. Like, I don't give two fucks. Like, cool. Like, everything has gotten better.
Yeah,
Since then.
the whole visual thing, like that alone is like enough of a reason to like remake a movie 30 years ago.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing is, it's like people can shit on Roadhouse as much as you want. Visually, other than the tits, a better movie.
Oh, there's no tits.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there's no tits.
I
Yeah,
was like, what tits? I'm like, oh, no, there were
yeah,
none.
there were
The
none.
lack
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
lack of them. Yes.
That's the only visual difference.
There's a lot of man butt. There's a lot of man butt in the new one.
Yeah, that's. I mean, is it man butt or is it just one man's butt?
Good point. Good point. It was the one man's butt in different forms of CGI.
I will say this though. Now I need to say this one though. When the phone is ringing, and he's walking down the street, I was 100% expecting him to pull it out of his ass.
Out of the boots is funny though.
It is funny, but I thought he was just gonna be like,
just go,
just whip it out of there.
Yeah, that would have been great. I got another remake for you.
Yep.
Bad News Bears.
Yep. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Good remake.
Yeah. Not as good as the original. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And look at that. We're not fervently at each other's throats because we have a difference about remaking movies.
But I do love Billy Bob, though.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton is just...
yeah. All right, so I have a whole list of... And we talked about this. It's not a remake. Mm-hmm. It's a much time later sequel.
Okay.
So we got... This one actually has a sequel and a prequel. Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
So that came out with When Harry Met Lloyd, and then they had Dumb and Dumberer. Much later.
I'm gonna say this with that. Yeah. Dumb and Dumber is one of the funniest movies of all fucking time.
Oh my god, that's like a perfect movie, and that's like one that truly like this is like a standalone.
The sequel never needed to be made.
I agree.
Wait, let me say it. The prequel. The prequel never needed to be made.
On that one, yeah. That's actually, I guess that's one I would be like, yeah, that didn't need to be made.
The sequel was funny, but then at the same time, it was one of those things where like you're watching it and it's just kind of like.
So the first one was such lightning in a bottle, right? You can't get that again.
Yeah.
And that goes in the same thing. Zoolander and Zoolander 2.
Yes.
Zoolander 1 was such like of the times in the moment. And then the second one was like, everyone was like, that sucked.
And
I guess the same thing with Ron Burgundy too.
Yes.
Whatever. It's all like
a lot of these movies. I feel like it's a lot of the same thing with Hollywood right now, where it's like they make a movie. Let's just go with Dumb and Dumber just for the main one of it, right? Boom. Actually, no. Let's go with Zoolander. Fuck it. Zoolander hits, right? That movie was a one-off fucking movie. I can almost guarantee you, anyone out there, that's a one-off fucking movie. And it did so well, though, that the studio went, but what if we do a sequel? And then it's like...
But it was, like, much later.
Yeah, and then it's one of those things where it's like, there's so many of these ones where it's like, they don't need a sequel, they don't need this, that. But then it's like, a couple years later, then they're like, hey, we're going to do this thing now. I mean, I will hit everyone with it. Blue Mountain State.
Rise of Thadland?
Yes. That shit sucks.
Okay. I liked it.
So, we talked about this recently. Blue Mountain State got bad as soon as Thad started to become the main character of everything. I love Alan Richardson. I think Alan Richardson is a great fucking actor now.
He's not the main character, though.
He's not the main character.
He's chaotic, the chaotic energy that needs to come in and out.
Yes, he's the chaotic side character that is just there throughout the entire fucking series that never goes away, that you always use. The main character is just the team itself. And that's where, as soon as the years went on, they kind of started to go away from that. And Rise of Thadland literally is just hey, we wanted to finish everything on our terms.
Well...
And then it
looks like they're coming back with a new show. So
I saw that, and I'm actually okay with it at this point.
Like, oh, you are? Okay.
Dude, when's the last time we've had a good football TV show?
Friday Night Lights.
Exactly. I'm all for good
Friday
TV.
Night Lights? Did you watch the show?
Yes, loved it. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
Okay, cool. We don't need to talk anymore about it.
Yeah, no. I have a shirt in the other room that I bought on accident. Didn't buy it on accident. I didn't put the size in. So I have a small Clear Eyes, Full Hearts, Can't Lose t-shirt.
I have a
3XL, by the way, everyone.
I have a Tim Riggins Christmas hoodie in my closet.
See? Yeah.
Christmas sweater.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Clear Eyes, Full Hearts, Can't Lose. Yeah.
Can't lose. I'm glad we agree on that one, because I think that's like the most, the best sports show ever made.
Yes. I would 100% agree with that, because it had everything. It did football well, and it did growing up, football and the actual interspersing of the characters'
Yeah.
lives. He did all
Yeah.
of it very well. Each thing was done.
Matt Saracen, God, Tim Riggins, Coach Taylor,
Exactly.
Smash Williams.
Smash, baby.
Oh man. Anyways, so and that, I guess that was a sequel in a sense to a
Oh
movie.
shit! Yeah, technically.
Technically,
Yeah.
sequel. Yeah. Or a remake. It was a remake, actually. I take it back. That is a remake of a
Of the
movie.
movie. Yeah, shit.
Look at that, full circle.
Circle, not the square.
Circle.
not
All
the
right, so we got
triangle.
I got about Wall Street. It came out. Wall Street Money Never Sleeps as a sequel with Shia LaBeouf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't need to ever see that one.
Mm-hmm.
Top Gun
And
sequel,
I,
much later sequel.
and that's the thing is like we're seeing now instead of it being remakes, we're now seeing prolonged remake sequels, sequel
Yeah,
remakes,
which really
sequel
what
remakes,
it is. And what's up?
sequel remakes.
It's a because it's a lot of the stuff they like. Did you see the new one?
Yes, I actually recently saw it.
Oh,
Yeah,
so good. And
Yeah.
like that, they couldn't have done that like 20 years ago.
no, we're getting, and that's the thing is like, so we're getting to the point where it's like movies that were one-offs or even just cult classics now, instead of getting remade like with Roadhouse, are now getting sequels later on down the line. I'm all fucking for it, bro. I love
Which
that
is
shit.
funny. So Tom Cruise neuroses, you get a really bad Mummy movie, or you really get the perfect Top Gun movie.
Yes.
So it's like So I don't know. It's tough because, yeah, I don't know. All right. So Tron, obviously, I was bound to bring that one up. We got
Yeah.
Tron, came out like 1982. Then Legacy came out in 2010. So a good 18 years later.
I
28 years later.
didn't think it was terrible. The new one?
And then with Tron Legacy,
Yeah, I didn't think it was terrible.
favorite movie of all time, bro.
Yeah.
Don't talk on that.
Until the new one comes out.
I know. Which I'm like, because Jared Leto can either ruin a movie or make it better.
Yes, correct.
Because like I've been seeing WeWork clips, and I'm like, oh my god, he's full. But he was really good in Blade Runner, which is also another movie that came out with a sequel much later.
He was really good in Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh yeah, he won an Oscar for that. He was awesome. Yeah, no, he deserved that Oscar.
He's also very good in Suicide Squad, I heard.
He wasn't the worst part of Suicide Squad for me. Oh, I don't. You know what we never talked about is the rat lady girl.
Ratcatcher?
What do you think of her?
In the movie?
Yeah.
I thought she was alright.
Do you know who that was? Do you know what other movie she's been in? That we just watched?
Technically, she's Ratcatcher 2 in the movie.
She's Ratcatcher 2, the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what movie she was in that we just watched?
She wasn't in Rebel Moon.
She was in Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
She was the doctor.
Whoa! No. Wait. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, mind blown. I saw it the other day, and I meant to text you about it, but yeah, she's Ratcatcher 2.
Wow!
So, yeah, so that's like kind of another bring it all together.
Yeah, shit, you ain't kidding. Goddamn.
Clerks.
Yes.
Clerks 1, 2, and 3. Big jump between the three movies.
Fucking love Clerks.
Very different.
Clerks.
We got Fat, Kevin Smith, and on drugs, Jason Mewes in the first one. Second one, we got skinny Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes on drugs, and then we got a sober Jason Mewes and skinny Kevin Smith in the third one. Got the evolution of the boys.
I love it. Gotta love it. Don't like if you don't like Clerks, you're on a list.
You don't like Clerks? Yeah, Clerks is my day off. Triple X.
We can move on.
Super Troopers.
Fuck yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Filmed up here in my fucking yard.
That's true. That's a rare one where I think like the second one almost as good as the first one.
Yes, I will agree with that
Like
wholeheartedly.
because it's like they didn't fuck with it. They're like because those guys never stopped making stuff. Because like Tacoma FD, their firefighter show they made,
Loved that.
oh, it's just so good.
If you, that's the thing is like their humor is so is like they stick to their fucking humor. They know
Yeah,
what they good at, and they don't like so like if you like that humor, it doesn't matter what they do. The smoking salmon. Or no, smoking salmon,
Slam and
slamming
Salmon.
salmon. Yeah,
I was about to say that's the one where I'm like that was probably their least.
that is the least favorite one. If I see that on YouTube, just scrolling through into the full movies
Yeah.
there, auto click, it's
You know
on in the
what the difference?
background.
It sucks to say, but you know the difference with that one was is not directed by Jay Chandrasekhar. It's directed by Kevin Heffernan. So I feel bad saying that because he's like he's the main guy behind Tacoma FD. I think it's awesome. I just think it was his Kevin Heffernan did that one. So
Oh,
and then like Club Dread.
the Beer Olympics one,
Oh, Beer Fest. God,
Beer
yeah, I didn't even
Fest there,
think of
yeah.
Beer Fest. Beer Fest, Super Troopers, Club Dread,
Like yeah, dude,
uh,
like it's yeah.
Heat. Bringing the heat.
Oh shit.
So
If we're gonna talk big sequels, would Army of the Dead be one? The Zack Snyder one?
what's that a sequel to?
To the original that he directed.
I unaware of it.
I'll look right now because I genuinely am intrigued now. High School. Let's see if that is the spiritual successor to his 2004 debut film Dawn of the Dead. So he
I
did
didn't
Dawn
know
of the
that.
Dead. This
I
is
didn't know
the
that.
spiritual successor to it.
Love
So
Dawn of the Dead though.
yep, Zack Snyder that was his debut
Did he
film.
direct that one?
Yep.
He did. Oh wow, wouldn't have known
So
that.
so this is the funny thing. Directed by Zack, screenplay by James Gunn.
Interesting. So he must have done 300 right after that.
I do believe so.
If it's 2004, he said.
Yeah, that's what this says. Let's take a look here. Now that we're on this train, yeah, actually, yeah, literally, that's his very next one. Which is
Yeah.
funny because that wasn't supposed to be his next one. Do you know what his next one was supposed to be? Another one to catch everyone off guard here, real quick. I Am Legend.
Okay. Did he direct that too?
No, he was supposed to.
He was supposed to.
And then they took it away from him. They gave it to someone else, and then he said, "I want to do 300." And they were
So
like, and WB was like, "Well, why would we do 300 when we have Troy with Brad Pitt?" And he said, "Trust me, I want to do 300. You guys promised me this movie. This is what I want to fucking do." And they said, "Okay, here's an extremely small budget. Have fun."
you know, I Am Legend's remake.
Yes, of two movies, right? Like Omega Man and something else, wasn't it? Or like it's an amalgamation of the two or something like that.
I'm looking it up because I knew that the Omega Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a remake. I just didn't know what it was a remake of. Yeah. So that's a remake. That's funny.
So I guess to classics versus remakes are always going to happen. Don't let the nostalgia bait ruin a fucking potentially good film.
I'll throw another later sequel. I got it. Glass.
Oh shit! Yep.
Yeah. That one I really liked Glass actually, and I really liked. God, what's the first M Night movie?
It fucking Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. Yeah. And then Split. I actually really like Split
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So, Mad Max makes the list too. Rocky.
Oh shit! Yep. Yep.
Ghostbusters, because the new Ghostbusters movie is a sequel to the original Ghostbusters movie,
Yep.
and not the all girls one, which I actually enjoyed. Finding Dory. Bill and Ted.
Bill and fucking Ted. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That's it.
Rocky. Die Hard.
Yep.
That's my sequel list that I had. I just want to throw the rest of those out there.
So now here's the thing then. If you could remake a classic,
Yeah.
what classic are you remaking?
It's a good question. right?
right? Because like it's one of those things. Like, do you go with just a good heartwarming film, or do you go with like some monster movie that like deserves to be remade, right?
I'd go Demolition Man.
Oh fuck, that would yeah.
Yeah,
You know another what is thinking of that because Demolition Man was Arnold, right?
Sylvester.
Oh, Sylvester. Okay, so I was thinking Arnold because then I was thinking of the one that they remade with him with Carl and Farrell that wasn't as
Total
good,
Recall.
but I still liked it. Yes.
Oh, I still liked it. I
Yeah.
because it definitely they had a really good budget and they put a lot of effort into everything else. It was like a really cool sets in that. That's
Yes.
like a
And
set
also,
piece.
I also thought the score as well. I thought was very good.
Yeah, so I think it didn't capture what the first one was, but it was not bad. It could have been way worse.
Also, another one that we are getting soon because we don't
Hmm.
have it, but we're getting it soon. The Crow.
So, okay.
Yeah, that's
So
one we're getting here soon.
so my remake would be Demolition Man.
Okay, so
And
I looked up because I was trying to think of something and I couldn't actually. My brain wouldn't let me think of stuff. I do have
yeah.
one now that I've actually seen. I'm just gonna list off some here that's gonna make some people mad. But Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I think would be kind of funny to see a modern version take of that.
Okay.
I think
And
that
that
could
will
be
definitely piss people off.
Grease.
Okay, yeah.
That would also piss people off. The Mask of Zorro. That's funny. Never Ending Story. That feels like
There's a
that
show
needs.
right now.
There is
They have
okay.
a show. Yeah.
The Count of Monte Cristo. Thorpe would hate that. That's one of his all-time favorite movies. The Princess Bride.
Oh, I think that's one you can't do.
This one just says Harry Potter films.
You're doing a show,
Yep,
so
they are doing a show. So the one actually that I'm going to say here, because I saw it, and immediately as soon as I saw it, I went, yep, that's it. Because it ruined one of my fucking birthdays. You ready for this? Aragorn.
Aragon.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, the dragon one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually just finished the book series
Yeah, so I watched that.
because they just came out with a new book.
Yeah, so I watched that. That movie came out on my birthday in high school.
Oof, rough.
Yeah, and I went and saw it with one of my friends. It was one of my friends, their boyfriend, and my at the time girlfriend that then became my ex like a week later.
Oh, you can blame it on Aragon.
Yeah.
I'll let you. Yeah. You know what? They had they had an accompanying video game with that the movie,
Oh God, really?
and you know what? I really loved it. I really loved the game. Didn't love the movie. Really loved the
Yeah.
game.
So I like anything like that. I think would be a solid one. Another one just now, just off the top of my head, because it's got my boy Matthew McConaughey in it. That would be fun to see. Christian Bale as well. You know where I'm going with this?
John Blank.
Nope. Also, I've forgotten the name of the movie. Hold up a second.
I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. Uh,
Okay, I got it now. So it's got Matthew McConaughey. It's got Christian Bale. It's got Gerard Butler. Rain,
oh,
Rain of
Rain
Fire.
on Fire. Yeah.
Rain of Fire.
Okay, that's
let's
right.
let's fucking
Oh,
remake Rain of Fire.
yes,
baby.
yes.
Let's
'Cause that's
remake
like,
Rain
that's
of
like
Fire.
a crazy cast too.
Mm-hmm.
For like such like a weird British dragon movie.
You know what? Either it's here. I'll even say this: remake Rain of Fire, or do like what we were saying, extended sequel, and have it be in America, or have it be in somewhere else.
or how Christian Matthew McConaughey killed all the dragons there,
Yes,
and then
Do-
came to England.
do something like that. I think that'd be sick.
I still think he should have survived, but whatever. That's me
Yeah.
though. My sequel,
Okay.
Pineapple Express,
Oh my God! Yes.
but it sucks because James Franco is still canceled, so that will never happen.
I'd just say that he died in that.
He's still canceled, and they will never work together. Seth Rogen has said that again. They will never work together again.
Well, have it be one of those things where they kill off his character, and that's part of the movie.
And then you could just have Seth Rogen and Danny McBride because Danny McBride's Danny McBride.
Yeah, have it be one of those things where it's like he has to find his kid or something like that, or it's like
Oh, or you could just like replace him with like his brother and be like his brother. He's dead. They're like looking for him or he's missing.
Yeah.
and it's his brother's just like the same as him.
Yeah. See, we got ways around this, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's mine. So, final thoughts or final things. Big yawns from both of us.
Big yawns. That's podcast, maybe. Sometimes
When a man loves a
new things are
woman,
better. Sometimes they aren't.
yeah. My thing is this: is it's just that nostalgia bait's always gonna fucking happen. I remember being a kid, and this is one of the things that most people do. But I remember being a kid when Power Rangers first came out, when Pokemon first came out, when Digimon first came out. I'm talking like a kid is in like 5, 6, 7, like that sort of range, right? I'm old enough to fully remember sitting down and watching these shows come out.
Oh,
I don't get upset.
Power Rangers remake.
Yeah, I don't get upset.
Really enjoyed it. Really
Yes.
thought. Yes.
Yes, that's the
Sorry.
one that deserves that one.
Full interruption.
Don't even fucking, not even a remake or a reboot. No, fucking give us our sequel to that fucking movie. Full new tangent. Give us the fucking remake, the sequel to that movie. They set it up perfectly. It was a good fucking movie. Fuck what the people think. Same thing with this Amazing Spider-Man. Now everybody fucking loves him. I've been saying it since the fucking second movie came out. Give us
Dude,
the
when
third.
when it came out, I was like, God, this is so much better than the Sam Raimi ones.
I loved the fucking. I thought the music was fucking fantastic in it. I love the fact that they like changed it up for his universe. Like that's the thing as well. People get so caught. We can go on a rant about this all day. So I'll wrap it up with this rant.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
In any one of these fucking universes, this is the thing that pisses me off most about any fucking fandom out there, whether it be the MCU, the Sony MCU, the fucking DC, whatever the fuck they're doing now. Relate it to the fucking universe it's in. It's that fucking simple. It's not difficult to do. It really isn't. Like, you can have a difference in the way things look, right? You can do that. It's fine. Like, we don't have to be the same all the fucking time. Every Batman is unique to their own universe. Because I say this once, I said it a million times. If you switch to the Jokers in the Christian Bale, Ben Affleck's universes, one of those Jokers is dying immediately. The other Joker is thriving and killing everyone. Because they are drastically two different fucking characters in two drastically different universes. Stop fucking comparing all the time. Accept it for what it is. Amazing Spider-Man was awesome. Give me Amazing Spider-Man 3. I want to see him as an older... I want to see him like right after Gwen Stacy's death and him getting violent to the point of putting like villains in hospital and like maybe even killing one. That's what I want to see. Because in the new Spider-Man one there that he's in, he says that he got violent and he stopped pulling his punches. Let me see a dark fucking Spider-Man that does that. That would be the greatest fucking movie of all time, Spider-Man wise. I'm putting it on the table right there.
Period.
Have their universe's version of Kraven, or have it be fucking Taylor Johnson. Aaron Taylor Johnson is doing Kraven, right?
Yeah.
Have him show up in that universe as Kraven, because he needs to go after Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is hurting people and actually starting to kill villains.
Or Venom just goes to his universe.
No, leave him alone. Let him go over there somewhere. Keep him away from my Andrew Garfield. Yeah. Also, I just want Andrew Garfield and Aaron Taylor Johnson on the screen at the same time. Oh,
I think he's getting divorced, so there's a chance.
yeah. All right, but let us know what your guys' opinions are on classics and remakes. Do you guys fall into the nostalgia bait thing? Do you guys have such high feelings and such strong connections to a movie that you can't let it go because they're making a remake of it? Or do you just not care like us? As always, let us know down in the comments down below, right? Depending on where you are, morning, after, even night, stay out of trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.